two on line. Here we go. There's the ball. Fire. Yeah. Manning stays on his feet. It is caught by Tyree. One for three on the way. Oh! No! Blocked by James. Pass is intercepted. Drives down. That's broken down for the championship. We will see you tomorrow night. This is for the win. Got it. Back at the wall. Target. Clock. Step back. Three for the
This is Chris Canary of the Indiana Pacers on Fox Sports Indiana, and you're listening to Smalltown Sportstalk.
Hello and welcome to Smalltown Sportstalk, brought to you by Endeavor Communications. I'm Jonah Freeman with co-host Andrew Willett. Andrew, how are you today, man?
Jonah, never been better, especially because we are joined by one of my best friends, known him my whole life. One of our good buddies back at Monrovia High School. He graduated this past year. Current freshman at Stetson University, D1 scholarship there. Really excited to welcome Josh Smith. Josh, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. First question, how's school going? How are practices?
School's going great. I'm just taking 4 classes right now. 2 in person, 2 online, but practice is going well. We've started ramping it up more, making it more intense, but it's really fun. It's a lot of learning, and it's a lot different than high school, but I'm having a lot of fun with it.
You mentioned it being different than high school. What are the differences in that?
You gotta every day at practice, you gotta approach like a new day, and you gotta attack it. And if you don't come in with the right focus and intensity every single day, you're gonna get exposed. And it's just way more intense and physical, and the speed of the game it's a different level.
What does a typical day of a student athlete look like at Stetson University?
Yeah, so for me, I have class in the morning. So I go to breakfast at around like 9, then class at 10 to 11:15, and then another one from 11:30 to 12:45. And then after that, I go eat lunch, go to the trainer, get ready for practice, roll out, stretch, get some treatment, and then I go to practice. Practice is usually 2 hours or so, and usually get out of there at like 5, and I go straight to the cafeteria, eat dinner, and I go back to my room and chill out for a little bit, and then I have class from 7:30 to 8:45, and that one's online, so I can stay in my room for that. And then
You
if I have home, I do
You
it
mentioned
after
practices and then just the speed of the game being way different. We had Coach Jones on our podcast too, and one thing he really stressed was the 4 Ps, and that's person, process, pace, and production. What are your thoughts on Coach Jones, and how has it been learning from him?
It's great to have Coach Jones around. He's a great dude all around. High integrity. He's gonna tell you the truth. He's not gonna lie to you. And he's just a high character guy. I love having him around and getting to learn from him every day, because he's been at some super high level programs, and he's been with the Clippers in the NBA, so he knows what he's talking about. So just whenever he's talking, I make sure to pay attention to every word.
Yeah, it was great to just talk to Coach Jones, and I'm super happy for you getting this opportunity. It's a little different though, because at Monrovia, you always stood out for being just crazy tall, always super athletic. What is it like being around other tremendously talented athletes that, hey, you scored 1,000 points at your high school. These other guys also did that at theirs. So what is it like going from being a big fish in a small pond to now being in a huge pond?
Yeah, I like it actually. It's competitive every single day, because every one of my teammates, they've been the best at the school they came from. So it's just, as a competitor, I love it, because I get to go against – they bring out the best in me every single day. And if I don't play as hard as I can, then I'm gonna get dominated. So I just have to go 100% every day.
So what you're telling me is I didn't bring the best out of you every day in practice when I was on the JV squad.
And hold on. I'm pretty sure Jonah and I won quite a few 2v2 matches against Josh over there too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Hey, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I don't remember that, but I didn't say any of that. You said that, not me.
Hey, good answer. All right. So DeLand, Florida, 30 minutes from the beach, 50 minutes from Disney World. How's that? Have you been to the beach much?
I've been to the beach 3 times, but really, when I have free time, I'm just tired or doing homework, so I don't go that much really. And we have practices on the weekends now. So I thought I would go to the beach a lot, but I've been there a few times, but I haven't been to Orlando at all yet.
Gotcha.
We can definitely tell that you aren't spending a whole lot of time at the beach after that most recent picture of you surfaced on Stetson's men's basketball Twitter account. But what are some differences between DeLand, Florida, and small-town Monrovia?
In DeLand, it's a bigger town. For you guys back in Indiana, I would compare it to like Plainfield. But there's like a little downtown area with some shops and stuff and some restaurants. And then there's another area that's like a little newer, has some stores and some restaurants that you can go to. So it's nice to be able to step off campus and just be able to go to almost any restaurant you want. But back in Monrovia, yeah, you had to drive about 20 minutes if you wanted to do anything. But here it's nice because everything's kind of close and you don't really have to leave campus for much.
You mentioned restaurants. I know COVID has put restrictions on a lot of things. Is there a specific spot that you and the guys like to go to when you just want to chill and enjoy yourselves?
With COVID, we actually weren't allowed to be in each other's rooms up until about like 3 weeks ago. So really, when we're chilling, it's just in our rooms by ourselves. But occasionally, we'll go out to eat somewhere, or if we want to hang out with each other, we usually go out to eat or go to the gym.
So we're talking about the COVID restrictions. Obviously, that makes everything so much stranger. But this is also just a brand new transition for you, being your freshman year of college, all the way out in Florida after being in Indiana for your whole life. But with COVID, it makes everything super strange, and with everything else going on, how have you gotten comfortable and done a good job of staying positive through all of this? And what are the COVID restrictions like in practice?
In practice, so we started out in phase 1, and we couldn't really do anything with each other. We just do like workouts and drills with the coaches, and they all had to wear their masks, and they still do actually. But then we went to phase 2, and we could pass the ball and do a little bit more. But now we're in phase 3, and it's pretty much like a regular practice, like you would think, except coaches have masks on. And other than that, when we leave the court, we have to wear masks. When we go in the locker room, we have to wear a mask. So there's some restrictions, but they're not too bad. They're easy to deal with.
I want to talk about your schedule for a little bit. I know there's a lot of uncertainty with COVID, like we've mentioned, just with everything in the world. Your conference schedule has been released. Do you guys have any idea what's going on as far as non-conference, if you're still going to play some of the games you had scheduled, or will it strictly be a conference schedule?
Yeah, so I know our conference is locked in, and we do have non-conference, probably 10 or so games. And the only one I know that we have is our first game is November 25th at Miami. That's
Okay.
the only non-conference game I'm sure of.
So how soon are we going to get to see Josh Smith out there on the court?
Hopefully November 25th, if all goes well.
We'll see. I don't know if all will go well for you, man, but we'll see. We'll see. Are you excited to play Miami? That's a big time school. You know, there weren't a lot of crazy games here in Monrovia until you got towards the sectional and toward late in the conference. So what's it like? Are you excited to go and play a kind of a powerhouse in Miami?
Yeah, I'm very excited to be able to start our season out there. But we're going to go in the mindset to try and win the game. So it's just another opponent. But, yeah, there's some excitement there to be able to go to a bigger university and a bigger arena and play. But we're going to treat them the same as any other opponent.
Obviously, things are pretty strange this year. But even looking towards the future, what are some of the places you're most looking forward to traveling to?
Miami's a cool place to go to. I've never been there. It's a cool area, and it's a good college. Good. They have a great basketball team there, so that'll be exciting to go get to play them and see the area around there. And another one I'm excited for is against Bellarmine at Bellarmine because it's in Louisville. It's only about 2 hours from home, so hopefully get some family and friends to be able to go to that one, depending on how the fan restriction looks like. But yeah, those are two that I'm looking forward to.
You just mentioned Bellarmine. The conference is looking pretty solid this year. Just maybe talk us through a couple teams that you guys are really looking at. You know you're going to have to – obviously you play hard every single game you go out there. But who are some teams in the conference that you know for a fact are going to be tough and are going to be up there at the top towards the end of the year?
Yeah, I haven't played against any of them, but based on last year, I'd say that Liberty's going to be tough. They've been tough in the past. They graduated some guys, but they have a good culture, and they're going to be tough like usual, I bet. And Lipscomb is the favorite this year, I believe. That's what I've seen. So those are two that are pretty much good every year, and they have great cultures. So those are going to be people we're going to have to go after and try and knock off. But I think FGCU, I think they're pretty good, but I'm not too sure about them. I haven't looked into them much at all. And Bellarmine's coming from D2, so we'll see how they transition to D1. But they've been very good at D2 for a long time now, so we'll see how they are.
All right, I want to go back real quick. Just looking back to the start of the pandemic. Jonah, do you know what is ridiculously fast?
What's that, Andrew?
Endeavor Communications internet speeds.
That's right. In Indiana, basketball is everything. And if you're anything like Andrew and I, you are always streaming basketball, your favorite sports, or just your favorite shows. And hey, you're always going to need Wi-Fi.
Ridiculously fast.
Endeavor Communications provides Wi-Fi perfect for watching the big game, streaming your favorite shows, working, studying, and gaming all at the same time.
Not only is Endeavor fast, but when you go with Endeavor, you support the whole community.
Endeavor Communications is proud to serve and support our local community. From homes, education, businesses, Endeavor will keep you ahead of the game.
You can find out more and see for yourself at weendeavor.com. That's weendeavor.com. And tell them Smalltown Sportstalk sent you. After our last day of high school back in Monrovia, even though that was during March, Josh, how did you go about quarantine and staying sharp on the basketball court? Even though you couldn't get inside Monrovia's gym and you already had your scholarship, you really bulked up a little bit. How did you go about that? And I know because I spent a few days with you, but just tell the world how you stayed in shape and got ready for college.
Yeah, so I was very blessed to have out in my yard. There's a indoor court in our barn, and so there's a goal there, and it's a half court, and we got some weights to lift with there. So I got a lifting plan and a conditioning plan from the staff down here, and then I was lifting Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and running Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, I believe it was. I can't remember, but yeah, I was running on the treadmill, running outside, and just getting shots up as much as I could every single day. And just since we were in quarantine, I had all the time in the world to just spend on my game and on my body.
Have you noticed a big change in your body as far as getting stronger now that you've been on campus with some athletic trainers?
I think I've gotten more in better condition. I bulked up and gained 20 pounds at home, and then I got here and lost 5 just based on like running and the intensity level here. So I lost some weight, got into a little better shape, and now I've started getting back up to where I was. So I weighed in at like 215 the other day, so I'm getting back up there. But yeah, I'm just in a lot better shape than I was.
Yeah, how much weight is that that you've had to gain since the end of your senior basketball season to now?
Yeah, I think I was right around 195 at the end of season last year, and now I've gotten up to 215, so like 20 pounds. It's crazy to think about.
And you are not a stranger to the change of body at a rapid pace because you were extremely small as a freshman in high school, and then that's when you grew. So your guard skills are definitely there, and now you've had to learn to play down low. How do you think that'll help you in college, and who are some of the guys that you have to compete with every day in practice that you really feel will help maximize those skills?
Yeah, so since I was more of like a guard as a freshman and then grew, I still have some skills that for the perimeter, but now I've also developed some skills down low, so I can really play inside and out. And I'm kind of like a good stretch four because I can step out and shoot the three, handle it a little bit, but I can also go down if I have a mismatch, and I can defend each position very well. So I go against our big guy Mo all the time, and Joel. Those are good guys. They're physical, so I have to battle them every single day. They're making me a lot better. And then also when I get switched on to guards, like Rob, he's a bucket getter, and Stefan, he's super quick. So if I get switched onto them, I have to move my feet really well and just get down in a stance. And so that's making me a lot better, working on defense and just being more physical every day.
Yeah, you just outlined a lot of your teammates. What are your team goals for the season, and what are your specific goals personally?
For team goals, I would say win the A-Sun. If we can make a little run in the NCAA tournament, see where we stand against the other top teams. But the main goal right now is to win the A-Sun for sure and make it into the tournament. And as for individual goals, just impact the game in whatever way I can and just come in and play however they need me, really. If we have a good matchup, I can play down low. Or if we have a matchup where I need to play more out on the perimeter, then I can do that. But really just try to come in and impact the game and just try to have fun with it.
You mentioned to try to make a run in the tournament. The Final Four is in Indy this year, so if you guys mess around and make it that far, I'm sure you'll have a lot of friends and family that can watch you then. We got one last thing for you. It's what we do with all of our guests, the 60-second speed round. Andrew will keep time. Obviously, name speaks for itself. It's 60 seconds. We have about 10 questions, just fun things for you to knock out. So if you're ready, we'll get going with that. Andrew, whenever you want to start the timer, we'll start.
Josh, you ready? Big time right here.
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
Marks, get set, go.
What is your favorite restaurant?
I don't know. I'll say Olive Garden.
All right. What's your favorite professional team?
I like the Lakers and the Pacers.
Okay. Ew. If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Teleportation.
Okay. You get $1 million. What's your first purchase?
A car.
All right. Do you have a favorite subject in school?
I don't know if math is my favorite, but it's probably the one I'm best at.
Okay. What's your favorite show to watch on Netflix or Hulu?
The Office. That's easy.
All right. If you could play any Division I sport other than basketball, what would it be?
Golf.
Yes,
2,
sir.
1. That'll do it.
All right. Appreciate it, man.
Hey, Josh, thank you so much for joining us on Smalltown Sportstalk, brought to you by Endeavor Communications. It's just been nice talking to you again.
Yeah, it was nice to catch up with you guys. Appreciate you having me on the show.
That'll do it for this edition of Smalltown Sports Talk. You can listen to us wherever you listen to podcasts, whether that be Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Stitcher, and more. I'm Andrew Willett with Jonah Freeman, and today, very happy again to be joined by good friend Josh Smith. That's ST Squared.